Hi, everyone. So we are, I'm going to talk, sorry guys, if you have conversation, can you please move to the conversation place over there? Um, yeah, thank you. Um, yeah, so I'm going to talk about agent economies right now. And the goal of this talk is to explore what is coming after this initial wave of just like agent experimentation in Web3. What is the most important and the largest opportunity in crypto when it comes to AI agent interaction? And where should I think we uh, um, where we should focus on and work. So um, yeah, so I'm with Cyberfund. We are investing in researching agent and AI markets and investing in crypto AI companies and also Web2 AI companies. Also been investing in Web3 for the past 10 years, starting with Ethereum ICO. And my focus right now is AI and agentic research and investments. And I want to make an announcement. I actually briefly announced it this morning, but we just last week, we officially announced our DHI Accelerator. This is a equity-free and completely free program for the startups. It is going to start next month. It will take 8 weeks. Or any startup, any project that is working in crypto AI space is welcome to apply. We are doing this program together with Delphi Labs, and we have amazing partners and supporters of this program. Solana, Ethereum Foundation, and Base, which I think are like 3 most important organizations in the whole of crypto that you can have as supporters and mentors if you're building anything in crypto AI. And applications are open today, so you can go to dhi.house and apply, or if you know any of your friends that are working on crypto AI projects, you can send them this link, and yeah, they can also apply. So let's talk about AI. What do we know about AI in 2025? There's 2 main, most important trends that are happening right now. One is the test time compute scaling, second one is agents. And my first argument is that both of these technologies are not just innovations and like new stage of AI market. These are fundamental changes in the economic structure of the market. And here is why. We used to have, for the past 4 or 5 years, companies like OpenAI and Google and Anthropic been investing tens of millions of dollars into building foundational models. So GPT-4, for example, it costs about $100 million. Today, you can find models that are pretty much same level as GPT-4. You can download them for free on Hugging Face, run it on your home computer. So the models are becoming the commodity. And this initial capital expenditure, capital costs, are now not a moat. So OpenAI has no moat, neither does Google, as famous Memo says. However, the changes in the profit margins and the economic structure of the AI market, it shifted from large capex to the OPEX expenditure. So now we have test time compute models. You can have AI model think longer. It can think for 5 seconds and give you better answer. And it can think for 5 minutes or hours or even weeks and produce even better result for you. So the profit margins, so what does it mean? It means that compute is becoming ubiquitous, and it means that the profit margins in AI for AI companies are shifting towards reasoning, chain of thought, orchestration, and agentic behavior. And moreover, agents are creating this economic value. So this is not just changing the economic structure and business model structure. It is changing the user behavior. So 3 years ago, we have chatbots, just these little funny things. You can ask them to come up with jokes or translate a text. Then we move to this stage of AI assistants that can help you review your code or fix bugs or fix grammar. or they can know some information about your company and retrieve it from the database. And now we are entering the stage of AI agents that can actually make decisions, and they can have feedback loops, and that can interact in the environment. And then the next step would be multi-agent systems and agent swarms. And progressively, each one of these systems is taking a larger and larger portion of the world economy. It is completing more and more economically valuable tasks. So economy, the world economy, not just talking about Web3, the world economy is restructuring. And agents, unlike software automation, they are not just reducing the costs. They're actually getting shit done for you. So you can ask agent to go ahead and build your sales strategy and then execute on the sales strategy. You can have like a multi-agent swarm that can take on multiple roles. And right now, these agents are replacing tasks. Next step would be that they will replace the whole roles. And then after all, they will actually replace human organizations. And that, I think, is coming much, much sooner than most people expect even today. This is also creating new business models. So we still, like the most popular AI products, like Cursor or Bolt or whatever you use, or GPT, they charge software, they basically use SaaS business model. They charge a monthly subscription. However, if you're using agent not as a software tool, but as a coworker who help you to complete tasks, the most rational business model here would be pay per task. So I have an agent and I pay him to build me a website or to organize a conference or to do like some medical analysis for me. So this is creating new type of business models. And then lastly, we are seeing new type of the economic activity, which is inter-agent transactions. I would argue that in a few years, the most common customer for whatever AI agents you would be building or using would be not humans. Like majority of the customers of AI agents would be other agents. And for this, we need new economic system. And sorry, this. Can you? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so let's talk about how agents work. I mean, just to be clear, today, 99% of anything that is called AI agents in crypto is not actual agents. It is just workflow and an automated AI LLM workflow. So there's like maybe some LLM router that can choose different prompts or different model depending on the customer or user input. Real agent, the difference is that agents have interaction with the environment. It has cybernetic feedback loop. It can take information from the environment, reason about that information, and then make decisions. And agents consist of multiple parts. We have models, we have fine-tunes, LoRa's on top of that. They can have data stores, they can have semantic and episodic memory, tools, they use loops and iterations, and obviously vals to measure how successful it is. And agents are also able to code or create and spawn new agents for whatever subtasks they might have. But the most important thing I think that is lacking today for AI agents, and that I think is very important, is economic sovereignty. And here's why I think this is absolutely crucial aspect of it. And the previous panel was largely actually focused on this topic, but let's answer the question why it is important. So first of all, for agents, you need specialization. The largest mistake that any AI developer and AI engineer is making today is building these kind of general agents. You like, I have a marketing agent. That doesn't work. Why? Because you cannot have very high reliability. If your, let's say, security agent has 80% reliability and it's wrong 20% of the time, your security won't work, right? Your product won't work, your company will fail. You need 99.999% reliability, and the only way to achieve it with stochastic systems like large language models is to have it very, very limited and very bounded to the task. So you need high specialization. But in the same time, we want agents to have heterogeneity, meaning that different agents that might solve the same task might also use different hardware, be located and use different physical compute nodes. They can use different models. They can use different fine-tuning of those models. They can use different tools, different APIs. And that heterogeneity creates an evolutionary force that creates basically something like a society of agents where you have multiple agents that are solving the same task, competing with each other in terms of who is the best at solving a specific task. And this is how human economy works, this is how markets work, and this is how AI networks will work. And if we have this, we can have actually get the holy grail of machine learning in the like AI agent level, which is kind of stochastic gradient descent, but for agents, meaning that we can now train systems that are not just optimizing the model parameters to produce text, but we can actually have models that are not just models, we can have systems that optimize multi-agent interaction to produce the best result to the customer. So I have these trillions of agents in the open web, in this internet of agents, and my goal is to choose the most optimal path that would be the cheapest, yet the highest quality solution to the customer problem. And that's what the market will pay for, and this is what Internet of Agent is. And I would argue that this will inevitably have to be decentralized system because that's the only efficient solution. We can look at like early 90s example. Cisco and Microsoft and a few other companies, they tried to build internet as a kind of private, fully corporate system, and it failed. Why? Because you need creativity and creativity of thousands of developers and builders and content creators to build a network that is useful for the whole of humanity. And the same will happen in the AI agent space. And that is also giving us agency, because for human, like if we have one single company that controls all of AI and all of us are using GPT or Gemini agent, like what say do I have? If it is decentralized system, then there's an open market, and therefore we have higher agency in terms of which system we use here. So now I want to talk a little bit about what exactly needs to happen to build this, and why crypto and Web3 is one of the most important technology to enable it. And I call it agent economy. So what is economy? Economy, broadly, is two things. It is production, so what I use and what I do to produce goods and services, and it is transaction costs. And roughly half of the world GDP is actually transaction costs. These are all the institutions, all the systems that allow us to trust each other and engage in economic activity. It's like legal system and banking and police and courts and everything that allow people to, international law, allow people to interact with each other. So if our economy is getting progressively more and more automated and digitalized with AI, in the digital world, what would be analogs of these systems? It would be AI as a production mechanism. AI can do your, I don't know, check your X-ray scan. It can educate students. It can do management consulting. It can build websites. It can do physical activity with like robotics and IoT. And Web3 is so far the only technology that's been 15 years working on this problem of building programmable markets and digital trust. So Web3 and digital markets and programmable decentralized markets, cryptographic mechanism design, allow us to build economic system for the digital economy. And the current one is not a good fit. So let's look at some examples. So for example, some of the agents we can think of could be personal agents. I can have my digital twin that go online and do some work for me, like shopping on Amazon. We can have business agents that are representing the company that can maybe engage with other agents and engage in economic activity in like B2B setting. And we can have robotics and IoT, so different AI systems that are interacting with the real world and world of atoms. And agent economies are systems, and most of these systems do not exist yet. However, I would say that actually it's quite urgent demand for this because AI capabilities are growing super quickly, but we don't have these trust enabling mechanisms. So one of those are communications. So how would independent and economically sovereign AI agents interact with each other? We need some kind of open market, intent mechanism or order book for agents to discover what are the tasks and what are other agents that they can work with and engage in contractual relationships. Agents need identity because if you have an economic agent that go on your behalf and buys something or does any economic activity, it needs to be authorized and it needs to have permission. They also need reputation because we need to know which one of those have higher degree of trust and which one we can use among the billions of these agents that will be created even with AI. We need a system of cybernetic contracts and cybernetic law because agents cannot use DocuSign to enter contractual relationships between each other, but we have smart contracts and we have credible commitments, which is actually technology has been around for a long time that allows to do this, allows to enter programmable contracts. We need benchmarks, and during previous panel, it was discussed that evaluation on more progressively complex tasks is a crucial component because agents not just need to solve like mathematical quizzes anymore. They can actually do complex tasks that right now it takes a team of humans to do, and for that you need evaluation. Otherwise, it's impossible to choose and select and make and have efficient routing. On the payment side, it's not just blockchain for agent to pay to the other agent or to pay to humans. It is actually the whole DeFi infrastructure because right now we can think of a system where AI agent can get a customer request for a task and then go on Avi, take a flash loan for like $5, pay for its own compute in like Hyperbolic or Akash for decentralized compute provider, complete that task, let's say like build a website for the customer, and then pay back the loan 5 blocks later and take the profits to itself. So agents are getting this entrepreneurial sovereignty, and they can take entrepreneurial risks, and they need a financial ecosystem for this. And then lastly, and probably the most important thing, is orchestration and routing, because in the world of trillions of agents and in the world of open markets, the most complex tasks, complex task is how do you choose what is the right, not just one agent, but the right chain of agents that are able to complete the goal. Let's say my goal is to organize this conference, and I need like 20 or 200 different agents to do it. One of them would be like calling venue and booking it. Another one would be building website, and another one would be inviting speakers, and another one would be drawing presentations. So there's like a lot of work included. And how do you orchestrate and how do you route this work is where a lot of value capture is in Web3, but also this is important to get us to this next level of multi-agent swarms that are actually replacing not just one person, but the team of people or the whole organization. And maybe the just to dream a little bit, like what does it mean for us? I think the outcome of this is that we are entering this very interesting phase, which is post-Gaussian economy. So for those who don't know, like Gauss theorem talks about reason for firms to exist, and the reason is that within the organization, transaction costs are lower, therefore people create organizations and firms. However, for agents that use cryptographic commitments, programmable markets, and are digital entities, this is not true anymore. The transaction costs on the open market for two agents is exactly the same as if they would be in the same organization. And that creates completely new economic, like this leads us to completely new economic paradigm. And this actually already exists. MCP from Anthropic is one example, and they have like 1,000 different agent skills and tools that you can buy on demand for your agents or for your application. This is very early, but I think it's a good example of how this agentic economy is getting started. thank you for listening. I have my Twitter if you're interested in this topic. I'm writing about this. Also, we have some content on the website on the same topic or anything about crypto AI and also future DHI events and accelerators. You can read it there. And thank you for attention.